My name's John Cook. I work at the University of Queensland in Australia, and specifically I'm a research fellow in climate communication. So my job is basically communicating the realities of climate change, explaining the climate science, and also I have a large focus in understanding misinformation, because there's a lot of misinformation about climate science and about renewable energy. And so I've been researching the psychology of misinformation and the psychology of communication. I first became interested in the climate issue actually through watching Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth, and then getting into arguments with family members about climate change. And often family members would throw various myths at me, and I'd go and research the science, see what the peer-reviewed science said. And what I found was that all these myths had no basis in the science. And I started collecting all the different peer-reviewed papers on each myth. It started out as just a way of, next time we had a family get-together, I wanted to make sure that I had all the information at my fingertips. And eventually it occurred to me that other people would find this information useful as well. So I started a website, Skeptical Science, which was basically debunking climate myths with peer-reviewed science. And over the last 7 years, that website has just grown and grown to the point where it's now getting about 500,000 visits per month. And that was the basis on why I came here this week. Coming at it from the point of view of a climate communicator, I think one of the key things we need to improve public support for climate action and increase social acceptance of renewable energy is clearing up the misconception that climate scientists don't agree on human-caused global warming. And what I've been researching is the public perception of consensus. And what I found is that the public think that there's about a 50-50 debate among the climate science community, that the climate scientists don't agree that humans are causing climate change. But the reality is 97% of climate scientists agree. It's basically a settled fact. And the big problem is when people don't correctly perceive the scientific consensus, then they don't support climate action. They don't see that there's a need for renewable energy. And so a large part of my work has been clearing up this misconception and closing the consensus gap.